This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Bruria Bas Chananya, Masech Sheviis, Perek Mishnayos. Ein mevashlim yarik shel Sheviis b'shemen shel truma. A person is not allowed to cook a vegetable of Sheviis with oil of truma, and the reason for this is shelo yavi'enu lidei psul, so that a person doesn't bring the vegetable of Sheviis to become pasul, meaning to become unfit to be eaten. Because if oil of truma becomes tamei, it has to be burnt. And now, since this vegetable of Sheviis was cooked and absorbed the oil of truma, if the truma becomes pasul, so the person has to burn the vegetable, and the produce of Sheviis is supposed to be eaten and not burnt, and so the person is bringing the produce of Sheviis not to be eaten. So this is the opinion of the Tanna Kama. And Rabbi Shimon says it's permitted to cook a vegetable of Sheviis in the oil of truma. And the reason for this is because the actual act of cooking a vegetable of Sheviis in the oil of truma is permitted, and so we don't have to be concerned about what may potentially happen. The Mishnah continues and teaches about a case where a person has produce of Sheviis and they exchange it for a different food. So the halacha is that that food now also gets the kedusha of Sheviis. What happens if the person exchanges that food for a different food? So for example, a person had a vegetable of Sheviis and they exchanged it for a piece of meat, and then they exchanged that piece of meat for a piece of fish. So the Mishnah teaches va'acharin nitpas b'Shvius. Only the last thing gets the kedusha of Sheviis. So when a person exchanges a vegetable of Sheviis for meat, so now the meat has the kedusha of Sheviis. If a person then exchanges the piece of meat for a piece of fish, so now the fish has the kedusha of Sheviis and the meat doesn't. Va'apri atzmai, and the vegetable itself also always remains with the kedusha of Sheviis. And so in a case where a person exchanged a vegetable of Sheviis for a piece of meat, and then the person exchanged a piece of meat for a piece of fish, so the piece of fish and the original vegetable of Sheviis have the kedusha of Sheviis.